I too teach a class at the University of Chicago, a class in tech-based economic development. And the problem set is familiar to you, I'm sure, and that is we have all this value creation agglomerating in the superstar cities, the Bay Area, of course, Boston, Austin, Seattle, New York, Washington, D.C., and cities like my own, Chicago, falling behind. How do we fix that? You have talked a lot about some of the dysfunctions as far as acquisitions from the perspective of the national security industry. I want to kind of invert this conversation a little bit, and that is to suggest, is there a kind of opposing problem in that we're not orienting enough folks in entrepreneurial communities on national security problem sets? And I offer that, uh, to suggest that not that if entrepreneurial communities were more directly focused on national security problem sets, that would be the sole solution to this problem of agglomerating value creation in superstar cities. But gosh, wouldn't it be a big part of the solution?
The cities you mentioned not only have core defense entrepreneurs, but they have entrepreneurs at scale, period. And I'm not talking about small business entrepreneurship, which is in every city, every country. I'm talking about technology entrepreneurship. And as we know, those kind of are concentrated in clusters in the United States, whether it's Silicon Valley or Boston or Austin, and sometimes domain specific about whether it's biotech, might include San Diego and Boston and South San Francisco. And I think of defense entrepreneurship as a subset of entrepreneurs as a whole. So the first question to be asking around Chicago and the Midwest is, what's the entrepreneurial DNA and density, and more importantly, has risk capital followed, or has the entrepreneurs gotten up and left and went to clusters across the U.S.? First question to ask. I'm not an expert in Chicago, but my bet is most of the technical entrepreneurs have decamped to the other places. May not be true, but seems to be the case. So step one is, how do we keep them down on the farm? And I mean that as an analog, not specific. And by the way, when I say entrepreneurs, I don't mean the scientists inside the national labs or the quantum labs. Those are scientists. Those are not entrepreneurs, almost always. And for those of you who ever try to pry technology out of a national lab, you'll appreciate the distinction. We don't hire entrepreneurs as a rule inside the labs. We hire world-class researchers and scientists. And those, as you know, and your audience probably understands, very different mindsets, very different skill sets. Combining the two is actually a pretty tough problem. I'm not sure anybody has cracked that at scale, but it does occur. So to now answer your question. One is, it's a cultural thing about now getting that small pool of entrepreneurs to focus on defense. And what we found, at least at Stanford, is less so defense, but reminding our students who are not ex-military that these are some of the toughest and most interesting problems in the world. Yeah, you want to make a fart app or another social media thing, go at it. But boy, you want to solve things at complexity, whether organizational complexity or technical complexity or size and scale that's unimaginable, or dollars that are going to be thrown at a problem. And these problems as a second order effect, if you're a non-military or haven't served, would actually allow you and your family to sleep safe in your beds at night.